From The National, this is Trending Middle East. I'm Yasmin AlTaher. It's Thursday, May 22nd. Here are today's headlines. Iran says it has opened indirect communications with the new regime in Syria. It's a significant development for Iran, which was allied with Bashar al-Assad's regime before it was toppled in December.
Iran seems to have accepted that Assad has gone.
The National's Lizzie reports from Tehran.
In the past, it was well known that the country had advisors and supported militant groups from across the region that came to support Assad, like Hezbollah from Lebanon.
Turkey and Qatar have been serving as Iran's channels to Syria. Tehran's special envoy for Syrian affairs, Mohammad Shaybani, said Iran was, quote, watching and waiting to see how the situation develops under the new president, Ahmed al-Shara.
He said that Iran is not in a hurry to rebuild the ties with Damascus and is rather sending messages through brotherly countries in the region, like Qatar and Turkey, but at some point in the future looks to rebuild and reopen and reactivate the economic interests and investments that it had in the country in terms of power plants and factories.
During al-Assad's rule in Syria, Tehran sent military advisors and set up bases across the country, which were frequently hit in Israeli attacks. Israeli protesters are attempting to block aid deliveries to Gaza through the Karam Abu Salem crossing.
We saw video online circulating showing lorries lined up on the road as Israeli men waved flags, trying to stop them from crossing through.
The National's AlTaher reports.
The UN said on Tuesday that it received permission from Israel to send in about 100 more lorries, but so far, none of the aid that has entered has been distributed, they said.
5 trucks entered Gaza on Monday, making the first delivery of aid for the Palestinian territory's 2.2 million people. It was the first entry of aid since March. It comes after Israel's decision to allow the resumption of aid deliveries amid increasing international pressure. Critics and allies of Israel have called the blockade on Gaza the weaponization of hunger. Meanwhile, far-right members of Israel's government are strongly opposed to the move. They say it's a, quote, gift to Hamas. This month, the Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, said Gaza's entire population was at risk of famine. Health authorities in the enclave have said dozens of people, many of them children, have died from hunger. UN officials and NGOs told The National the amount of aid Israel is letting in is not enough. Similar demonstrations took place at a large scale in January last year, when Israeli protesters gathered at Gaza's border to block and damage aid trucks awaiting entry to the Strip. In comments after a trip to the region last week, which did not include Israel, U.S. President Donald Trump said Gazans were, quote, starving. During the ceasefire that lasted from mid-January to mid-March, hundreds of lorries were allowed in daily.
As you know, we helped Israel with theirs, and it was very successful, and now we have technology that's even far advanced from that.
U.S. President Donald Trump has selected a design for America's Golden Dome missile defense shield. The program was first ordered by Trump in January. It aims to create a network of satellites to detect, track, and potentially intercept incoming missiles. It's supposed to launch in 3 years. It's modeled on Israel's Iron Dome, which the U.S. helps keep stocked and maintained.
In the campaign, I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing.
Trump had talked about plans to replicate it in the U.S. during his campaign for the presidency. He said that Canada had voiced interest in joining the project. He said it would cost a total of $175 billion, and a bill he's advancing in Congress will include $25 billion in funding for the defensive program. Trump said that the Golden Dome would be integrated with existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of his term. That's all for this morning's headlines. You can get these stories and follow live updates at our site. Yasmin AlTaher, The National.